Green Hell on the PSVR 2 is a game that is a victim of being available on all systems. Almost every review I've seen on the game compares the PSVR 2 version up against the PCVR version of the title, which is frankly unhelpful. It's like comparing an apple to a rock, and if you don't have a VR capable PC and an accompanying headset, then what does it matter? It's just a cow's opinion.
It's moo.
And in all honesty, battering a capybara with a stick that an armadillo conveniently kicked up just to then batter that same armadillo immediately afterwards was worth the purchase price for me.
Get down! Get down! I am victorious. Stop meowing! You're not a cat. Yes, I've got food for days.
Green Hell on the PSVR 2 is really enjoyable. It's a solid survival game which lets you do all of the handiwork. You want to build a fire, then you have to gather all the sticks and gather the tinder, then craft a flint to throw sparks at it until it bursts into flames. Crafting a stone axe,
I'm a caveman.
or even just bandaging your arm with a leaf that you conveniently found on the ground. Yeah, that's super hygienic, think about it. Just makes everything that little bit more better. In a time when VR games are slowly but surely eliminating the ability for players to actually perform actions to achieve an outcome, it's a welcome mechanic and something that I think all of us like to see. Visually, the game looks great to me. It's not Half-Life Alyx good, but for a console VR game, it's a good looking game. The OLED screens on the PSVR 2 are put to really good use in helping pop the colors, darken the blacks, and make everything feel a little more real. Draw distance is fine, reprojection seems okay, and the only thing that was a little off-putting to me was the rain. I've always been fond of VR games with physics, especially when the developers go as far as having unique sounds for when a particular item hits a different material.
I'm always a fan of physics in VR games. It's such a small thing, but it makes such a massive difference, especially when you've got accompanying sounds which differ based on the material. I'm fond of that.
It's a small thing, but pays tenfold in immersion points. My caveman brain was really surprised though when I was listening at the sounds of hitting a small rock against a bigger rock just for it to turn into a stone knife.
Go here. Everyone's favourite sound. I've got a knife.
And talking about audio, the audio is actually really good and immersive for me, even when using the dirty buds on the actual PSVR 2. Listening to Mia on the walkie-talkie and having the sound come from wherever the radio was.
I know. I read your book.
Is a nice immersive experience. The atmospheric sounds of the jungle are just as noisy as you would expect and really help to build the atmosphere of being in the Amazonian jungle. You do have to really pay attention though, as you may miss the telltale signs of a rattlesnake before it tries your ankle for dinner.
Come to daddy. Oh no.
Fortunately, I have my rock.
You little...
Yes, it is an upscaled port of the Quest 2 version of the game, but that pretty much nestles it right where it belongs, in between the Quest 2 and the PCVR versions of the game. It's higher fidelity than the Quest, but doesn't offer the seamless open world like the PCVR, and it's not a bad thing. For me, VR is one of the only gaming mediums where visuals are hugely important, as you are practically in the game, and I'd much rather the game look better overall with a few cuts to new areas than it look worse with a fully open world. I've been Yorick and you've been a viewer, and until next time, ciao.